Okay, I'm up here with Karen Guinness. Can't even get started on the segment here.
That's okay.
She always makes me laugh. But we are up at the J.O.J. Frost Gallery here at the Historical Society. And Karen, welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. We are thrilled to be a part of your show. We're thrilled with your other endeavors, and
we have a lot of fun.
I know we do. We do.
I want to just get a little glimpse into you.
Sure.
I know that you take this very seriously on all these paintings and your personality.
Yes, I take, as all of us here do who work here, I take my job very seriously. I don't take myself very seriously. It is an honor to work here, to handle the things and keep them safe and pass them on to future generations. And we have an incredible collection. And one of the greatest things about having this building and the J.O.J. Frost paintings is that for decades they were over in the Lee Mansion, which is spectacular, but these are up on the 3rd floor. And the mansion is only open seasonally, so people couldn't see them all around. And this is Marblehead.
Oh, well, wonderful. Oh, Karen, oh my goodness. Thank you so much. Thank you for this great tour over here. Now, I just had some of the shrub, apparently.
Yes, it's an 18th century authentic drink, brandy, white wine, a little bit of citrus, and some fresh spices.
And a pinky alert.
And a pinky alert, yes, yes, yes.
Marvelous concoction. I think it might be served at one of our local restaurants coming up here during our events.
I think that would be a very good idea.
And I'm going to walk down there right now. Thank goodness I'm going downhill. Thank you so much. I'll give you that.
We will see you soon at the landing.
Yes, and I'll be back. Thanks, folks. Woo,
bye-bye. Hold the railing. Bye, Robert.
Bye-bye. Thank you. Okay, so here's what's cooking in Marblehead here at the Landing Restaurant. You know, this is funny because it's hard to do this, actually. I feel like I'm interviewing myself and a very good friend, Stephen James over here, who's partner and executive chef at the Landing Restaurant. Hey, Steve.
How you doing? Long time no see.
Long time no see. Well, you know, we've talked a lot about what's happening at the Landing and certainly some of the new food dishes that you're creating on these menus. So I'll kind of turn it over to you a little bit and you can tell us what you're working on now.
Well, right now what we're doing is a local dish. You know, like we said, you know, keep it local. So these are local cod cheeks that, you know, have actually come right off our dock from care of Chris Porter from Porter Seafood.
And we're gonna, you know, we're gonna talk a little bit more about that when we get outside. But just so everyone understands a cod cheek, I mean, just what part of that?
It's a small little piece of meat like that's right underneath right behind the gills on the cod, and it's not light and flaky like cod or haddock with you when you cook it. It's a little more meatier, but you know it's got a lot more richer flavor, you know, which people like. You know, so it's kind of like a local New England delicacy, and kind of been on the gotten away from stuff like this for a while. But you know what I'm trying to do is to bring back you know a lot of local fare, you know, right here on the dock. We have to have readily available to us.
And that's one of the, I know that's one of the lines that you were kind of coining before was local fare.
With an international flair.
With an international flair, yeah. Now, how long have you been here at the Landing?
Since the whole century, actually. Since the beginning of time, you know, since 2000.
Yeah.
So it's going on 12 years.
12 years here, that's right. Yeah.
And if you look at these, they almost look like, you might think they look like scallops.
They do, yeah. And a quick francese on those.
So we'll just keep those warm in the oven.
And where did you end up, how did you get started in this crazy business?
A long time ago when I was 12 years old, I was tired of delivering papers, so I got a job as a dishwasher. I hated that, so I volunteered doing pots, and it was right next to the cook's line. One day they all called in sick, and I said I could do it. Huh? I've been doing it ever since.
Wow! And then you were your schooling.
Yeah, I went to Northeastern for 1 year, and I left. And I always wanted to be in the restaurant business, so and I had always cooked, so I went to Johnson and Wales.
Little JW.
Yeah, I went to Johnson and Wales in Providence for 4 years. And I went for first culinary arts, and I stayed on for food service management, hotel restaurant management.
Wow. So yeah, well versed in all the attributes in the restaurant over here. So
what we're doing right here now is making a light white wine butter sauce. You know, we're calling this a beignet sauce.
Now, you've seen a lot of changes also in menus and things that people have, you know, healthier foods, or then they went back to having fatty foods.
Yeah.
I mean, where do you think we are right now?
I think it's kind of, you know, not so much, you know, what people are more concerned about is the fat and all stuff, in moderation, but, you know, a lot of people are looking for local, you know, trying to follow the
Sustainability.
Sustainability, but also where the food came from, you know. You know, if it comes in some big, you know, where did this come from? But, you know, with a lot of local farms and everything, they've gone to, you know, more local sustainability, but also, you know, local, you know.
Well, that.
Where did the fish from? Where did the meat come from? Where did the vegetables come from?
Right, right. Which ties into a lot of what we try to do with the Chamber of Commerce, actually, and we always talk about keeping it local and having, you know, everybody kind of joining together and having the community flourish. So I know we did some things long ago with the farmers market. I remember having that, and, you know, so we try to keep all these folks employed, and yeah, so. You know, you've seen the changes, you've seen things happen with menus, and so the current direction that we're taking, you know, even though we're heading into fall, but it's really local seafoods, local produce.
Yeah, and also looking into like with the meats and everything and the chicken, you know, antibiotic free. A lot of
free range.
Is that, you know, you'll see it, you know, it's something labeled ABF, it's antibiotic free. You know, and you know, I'm working on. Getting ground, prime ground beef and stuff like that in that has you know, all the cattle is tracked, and they know it's like 100% certified Angus, and there's a whole traceability of you know, from the birth of the cow to when it is finally processed.
So beyond, you know, just satisfying people's needs to eat, we're trying to keep you healthy here down at the landing.
That's the name of the game. You know, it's a hospitality business.
As you can see, Steve and I haven't missed too many meals.
I missed one or two.
I think some people they get a little wary about cooking risotto at home, don't they?
It's not too hard. Like I said, you know, actually it's easy because you got a baby. It's not like rice that you put it on, you go away, and you come back and you dump it out. It won't dump out. But you know, this you're gonna actually baby. You know, and you can cook it a little al dente. You know, a little more to the bite, or you can cook it a little more creamier. You know, it's up to you.
It's up to you. Yeah. So you get more involvement. You know, making that dish. I know. Try to put a little love into each little creation here, which I know Steve does. Yeah.
And we've all missed once or twice, believe me.
Well,
I admit it, but
things happen. We experiment.
You know, some people will add a little bit of cream to it, but you know, you can see just by the lot of starchiness of the risotto, the type of rice.
Creaming up right there, yeah.
You know, it'll tighten right up, and it stays rich and creamy. If you want a little richer, you can add a little more cheese to it. You know, you add a little cream to it if you want it more creamier. Yeah, but you know, like I said, we're trying to keep it a little bit lighter, on the lighter side.
Well, this is this is certainly a creative-looking dish over here. You see the cod cheek still sautéing back there, cooling down a little bit.
We just serve with a little bit of fresh veg, and the way we all of our vegetables that we serve. You know, it's just lightly blanched, and then we shock them. You know, just lightly, just to bring out the nice colors. You know, so it's not like we always saw everything just in a little bit of olive oil, shallots, and salt and pepper. That's it, simple. Just so.
You got the olive oil and the shallots, nice onion. Yeah, oh, you could smell it here now, you know. I was saying that in a couple of the other kitchens we were in, but I don't know, this seems to be really permeating the whole show here. This is great.
So we just want to plate it?
Well, Steve's working on that. You know, we've learned a little bit about risotto and cod cheeks. Certainly a different kind of fish. You know, we're trying to come up with creative fishes, alternatives to the regular things you see on menus. So, I know he's been working hard on coming up with the winter menu, and I'm sure we'll see some exciting dishes on that as well. Looks like he's ready to plate this over here.
And also with something like the cod cheeks, the way we've been running it, you know, some people like a little bit of flair, some people like a little bit of like hominess. So like with the cod cheeks, we you know, we do it like one of three ways. You know, we do it this way, Frances, which, you know, I guess this is the international flair. Yeah. And then we do it just plain simple, just the way we do our fish and chips. Instead of using the haddock, we just take these, lightly bread them, just lightly bread them, and deep fry them, serve them with our seasoned French fries and creamy homemade coleslaw.
Looks like we have some a little bit more space back here now, right?
Yeah,
we just
got a little bit of renovation, a little bit of teeth pulling. Finally we have a stove that turns on and off.
For years trying to get all this food out of a small area, but yeah.
800 meals a day in the summer. Every time you need to turn this baby on, where's the match?
Where's the match? Yeah. So that's good. So that's good. We're upgrading the food. We're upgrading the kitchen. Lots of good things happening down here at the landing. So let's see. We're going to get a shot of that. I can't wait to get a fork into those quad cheeks, as we say. Look at that. Can you follow me on that one? Holy shnikey.
And that's what's cooking.
That's definitely what's been cooked in Marblehead. Thanks, Steve.
You're
All right,
welcome.
we'll catch up with you a little bit later on. Yeah, see ya. Beauty. All right.